Opinions of the individuals involved and does not represent those of Power 4.4 Radio or Live 65. Or any
Let me see.
reported on the program. Today's show is photography and designs. Contact them for
Worst case scenario, we'll use what we got in the email.
At 443-226-2429. Let them know that Power 4.4 Radio sent you and follow them on social media at J83MM. Book your appointment today and make today last forever.
Take us to work, take us on the go, take us wherever you go. Powered 4.4 Radio.
Your boy 94.1. Make sure you stay locked in. Power 4.4 Radio. Great music, great show. You heard.
Tune in to Baby Girl Says Who, What, When, Where, and Why every second and fourth Sunday, where our topics will empower you, enlighten you, and educate you. This is Renee Reynolds, aka Baby Girl Says Who, What, When, Where, and Why on Power 4.4.
Greetings, it's your Queen of Trauma Drama, Evangelist Dr. Tony Terry, asking you to join me every Sunday for the Our Power Radio Show, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Power 4.4 Radio. This is a place where you can speak your trauma and eliminate your drama. Again, that's every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Power 4.4 Radio.
What's going on? It's your boy, Reverend B, live on Power 4.4 Radio. Hey, listen, y'all, this is my personal invitation to you to join me every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. live on Power 4.4 Radio with my show, Spiritually Connected with Reverend B. I'm here to invite you, and especially you, to stay spiritually connected with me, Reverend B. Listen, y'all can go ahead and download the Live 365 app, put in the search bar, Power 4.4 Radio, and join me every Sunday. Did I say every Sunday? Every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. live on Power 4.4 Radio. Peace.
This is Kid Kong. Tune into Toon World every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. on Power 4.4 Radio.
Fascist, baby.
So we got a phone number. I got people that want to call in. Welcome back to another installation of Toon World here live on Power 4.4 Radio. As always, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Kid Kong. Thank you. All of you are way too kind. You could be doing anything, but instead, here you look at me. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. You really like me. And as always with me, the guy who can do it all, Mr. Jay McGraw. Give it up for him.
Settle down.
And of course, again, the ghostess with the mostest. Go ahead, let me know.
Look at this guy over here. Balls in a bunch. Oh, hey, DJ to the bank, man. You already know what it is. You're rocking with Toon World on Power 4.4 Radio. You heard?
like you got a longer clap than me. Certain pay is about to be docked. Something serious. All right. And speaking of pay that may or may not
Be yours was the bonus.
I mean, I would hope so. You know, I mean, the show's called Toon World. I mean, I would think I'd be like the guy, you know. But you know,
His balls in the bunch.
yeah, with his balls in a bunch. You know,
What are you gonna do?
what are
Huh?
you gonna do, huh? I just want to go to New York dressed as Aang and just do that and see how many. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? And I feel like it'll just make like a symphony. What are you gonna do, huh? If I can get Aang to cut a Christmas album, I'll know that everything I ever did in life, you know, like screw the performances at the Fillmore, screw even getting the radio show host job within this album. If I can get Aang to cut a Christmas album, little kids sitting there being like, hey, you know, I want the newest, latest Apple product. He's like, wait, you know, your parents work real hard. What are you gonna do, huh? Santa's got a mortgage. What are you gonna do, huh? You know,
Right. What are you gonna do?
You gonna let me sell a reindeer to him? Huh? Hey, get a job. Hey, fellas, did you leave Christmas tree milk and cookies? Did you or did you not? Now, speaking
Someone
of,
said that Mario intro was dope.
thank you,
Shout out to your daddy.
my father, DJ King Ray, who will, you know, be on the show here in the next couple weeks. Glad you know it,
Alright, that's all that means.
bro. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he denies my father. I mean, look at him. We're both two very prominent, I know I look good type of light-skinned dudes. Like, I mean, there's only like a couple of us in the city, so
Yeah.
hey, father,
Father,
what are you gonna do, huh? I'm sorry we're related. What do they say? Don't be silly, wrap your willy. Sorry you made me, buddy. I didn't ask to be here. You think I like bills? Hey, you know.
What you gonna do, huh?
Now, in the sports world, about our guy Lamar Jackson, I feel like we didn't get to touch up on that subject or not. He's not showing up to OTAs. What do you think that's about, Jay?
Well, I'm gonna explain it
Please do.
because everybody's just with their balls in a bunch.
Man, my balls are in a bunch. I'm a little paranoid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm not paranoid, but what he said previously before OTAs started was he was going to work on his quarterback mechanics. So I've seen clips of him in the gym working out.
Okay.
So he's still working on himself, which
Why
starts
didn't
with himself.
Why didn't he sign a deal?
Well, his deal is he wants to do exactly what he said he wanted to do. It's like Lamar Jackson is a man of his word. And he said he won a damn Super Bowl, so I'm not signing nothing until I get it.
Well, that's the thing. What if look, I have as much faith.
And he's betting on himself, too. It's the same thing Flacco did. Nobody really said much of this stuff when Flacco did it. Flacco did the same exact thing. He held it out on his contract, won a Super Bowl, his prices went up, and he made a heck of a lot of money. For the next year, he went toast.
I understand that, but the difference between Jackson and Flacco is when you're sitting there and you've got like these legendary players on defense. And
I'm not worried. Only thing I'm worried is that they haven't still to this day yet signed another wide receiver.
Well, I mean, have you actually seen what our wide receivers have done in college? If these guys get the ball, it's on. Like, look, you're not always going to hit a home run and get a Calvin Johnson.
This is a different ball game we're talking. We're talking NFL. You know what I mean?
No, I completely
The
agree.
game's a whole lot different.
I completely
You
agree.
need at least one season wide receiver to at least give these guys game. Because like,
I completely agree.
I mean, like, look what happened when we got Anquan Bolden.
I know.
Super Bowl. Look what happened when we had people like what's the other guy? Steve Smith.
Steve Smith Jr.
Steve Smith Jr.
Yeah,
It was
Steve.
like he was another target.
I get that, but the
The
thing,
more targets for Lamar, the less he has to run.
yes, I do agree with that because I mean, truly, like, who are you going to sit there and say Lamar's go-to number one wide receiver was? What, Hollywood Brown?
It's Hollywood. Hollywood's gone. So then you go and say Rashad Bateman. That's a little premature. He got
It's
hurt.
extremely premature.
He got hurt at the beginning of the season last year.
Right. And like
It was out.
I completely understand saying like, look, my time is now. You know, we got like Tyler Wallace and we got these guys and everything like that. But that's just not, it's not enough. You gotta put somebody, you know why people like Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow can sit there and say, I have nothing to worry about. Because
Why is that?
Because Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp have proven. They've shown us what they can do. Yeah, sure, Bateman hauled down a couple passes from Huntley. I get that.
Yeah.
But that's just not enough to convince
actually,
me.
He didn't score his first touchdown until the third string quarterback threw it to him.
Huntley, right?
Nah.
Oh.
Huntley had moved to second. And McSorley was on third. But that other guy, what was his name? Josh Johnson?
Oh, yeah, Josh Johnson, yeah.
He actually threw Bateman's first touchdown.
Which is crazy if you actually think about it. What is it? Josh Johnson was in the league for like 13, 14 seasons. He's the definition of a journeyman quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in for a game with the Ravens and literally just... What do you think? Like 300 yards that game?
Yeah.
When the last time you saw that? Like, you know, like... And, like, the thing about it is, I do believe if you get that ball to the man, it'll be good. But, like, look, the league is on notice.
And we still need to sign one more pass rusher. I think they saying that it's going to be Justin Houston. But,
we should. I mean, I don't know.
But we don't know yet. Because the Ravens got a tendency of doing stupid stuff.
They do, and I don't want them to have a tendency of doing stupid stuff because we can do a lot better.
But, yeah, as far as Lamar not in OTAs, and this is voluntary OTAs anyway, so I would
it's
say,
not about it being voluntary. It's about the fact that you go over there and you reassure your team, like, look, I know we lost our number one guy, and I know that the entire, like, you have your fair share of trolls.
I'm pretty
that
sure
like to
he's
sit there and say that he's going to Miami next year.
I'm pretty sure that he's communicating what he's doing to the coaching staff. Now, the thing is with the coaching staff is they tired of talking about him. So now they're just saying, hey, you ask Lamar, don't ask me.
As they should, because, I mean, you got to think about it.
The thing is that, you know, Lamar is a hot topic because Lamar don't have an agent. Normally an agent controls half of this stuff.
Right, exactly.
They put out little small stories here and there, but he don't have an agent, and the Ravens know he don't have an agent. So they might be throwing some of this stuff out as well to try to press him to sign.
Right, and I mean, you can't blame because, like, look, I
say he definitely should bet on himself. But the thing is that if you get hurt,
right,
betting on yourself just costs you a couple $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. And now, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're Lamar Jackson, you can sit there and say, like, it's not about the money, but in fact about the money. You know what I mean? You can have like this dope MVP season, and I get the Ravens did go all out this season, stacking that line.
Yeah,
it so that
he definitely did. I will say that Eric DeCosta definitely did his thing by signing a lot of great players,
and we hit
a little budget that he had to work with.
Like we like, for what it's worth, like as much as it sucked losing Hollywood wanted to go. And what better way to sit there and be like, okay, you know, that's fine, than by signing that center that we signed. We got Tyler.
Got a good center.
And then we got a safety. We got the defensive need. Because the thing about this is, even long after me and you are no longer on this earth, the Ravens will always be known about defense.
Yeah.
That is the Ray Lewises and the Ed Reeds and the Chris McAllisters and the Peter Boulwares. Yes, they built this foundation that we are all about defense. So all it took was one season. We didn't run our team like the Lions. Mm-hmm. We saw things were falling apart and we did something about it immediately. And that's what needed to be done, you know, because the fact of the matter is, I mean, yeah, we see about these quarterbacks holding out. We see about how, you know, Kyler Murray's mad about the Cardinals, which, I mean, I don't get, they let that nigga do whatever, you know, but, you know, people get mad about certain stuff. Now, it would truly be a gut punch and a half to watch somebody as dedicated as Lamar leave.
Shout out to the Cleveland Browns.
Shout out to the Cleveland Browns for what?
For spending all that money, and the man might be on the bench the first half of the year.
What a Cleveland thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Can you picture that? Can you picture handing somebody a bushel of money?
A bushel of money, and they can't play. Waste of money.
Right. Like, that would be like that. That would be like me right now sitting there and saying, you know what? With the first overall pick, I'm gonna sign Henry Ruggs to my fantasy football team this year. Like, can you imagine? You imagine doing it like.
Yeah, that was a butt move. And you
pissed off your
I was about to say you pissed off your prime quarterback that you had that was playing hurt.
Right, like
his life on the line for you.
Getting smacked the fuck around,
and you say he's immature.
Right, like, can you imagine your team goes to the playoffs for the first time since what's his name? Derek Anderson, our guy, took him to the playoffs, and his face by not only signing a guy who was publicized by the league at this point, but then you pay him twice as much as you would have paid Baker.
Yeah.
And for what? Like, are you out of your mind? Like, seriously?
Cleveland, that was a stupid move.
For Cleveland, it's always a stupid move. I swear. Like, the thing with the Clevelands is,
I wouldn't have paid that man nothing until he was physically and mentally cleared to play football.
Right. Like, it'd be one thing if the league reinstates the man. He's suspended for 6 games on the free agency tip. You let Baker go out there, get himself repaired, and then you let him go out there and play. And then, and only then, because mind you, it's not like there's going to be a grab fest for Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. Then you go and make that bid. And you know he's Deshaun Watson. He's desperate to play. Right. What the hell did you sign him to the ultimate sort of deal for? You paid him way more than he would have signed for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know they probably shooting themselves right now.
Oh, they just love it. They love shooting themselves in the foot. It is such a Cleveland Brown thing to do. It is ridiculous.
Cleveland Brown thing to do.
It really is. It's such a Cleveland Brown thing to do. Would be to sit there. You get a quarterback. He leads your fans into Believeland.
Yeah.
They got a catchphrase and all. You go and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. And then after one little jacked up season, you guys go ahead and OBJ signs with the Rams and like Baker is literally playing like I don't know if you remember NFL Blitz back in the day. Like he's playing with every body part hanging off of its ligament. Yeah. And you say to this man, thanks for everything, golf, in a sense.
Pretty much.
Oh, but we're not going to trade you. No,
pretty much.
We're not going to trade you at all. We're going to go ahead and go to our first commercial break. When we get back, I think that's our guest. Tune in.
Run like Sabbath if you take a step back with your hardest and you fall back out to get the world down on the subject. Yo, I'm looking like my flat, and I think that's full of my love. That shit easy on the road. It's no back, and I tried to sauce my shit when I walk. Got a messed up on your so I'm all along with currency. Plus 2 bands, but they're in a charge. Stop, you saw the season. We're off the floor, but you can't really speak it up. They press and increase on the keys in the mall. 4 days after last one, I'm like, but I said cash money. I'm still up on rubber on that hungry. I've been breaking double packs of tax honey. I'm hunched up, big dumb, ugly. I see my car when I'm slow, plus I'm blue carrots in my mouth, bugs, bunny. I'm struggling them up where they walk from. I'm not a hoe unless I'm with your bitch. I'm a show you darkness when I hit my switch. I feel like a heartless when I get my grip. I'm on that when I won't get these bitches shit. Oh, yeah, it's not freaking out because it's just a step. I feel like a pellet when it's set. I'm hit, yeah, you got your one on my hip. I'm in sound like you now when you pussy wet. Flow like a pro, body flow, stuff so brave. Cops home, manifest, nonsense, let me go, waste, and roll, let's pop a boss. Ain't no leather when it takes, it's my heart colder than a benefit sticks. My swagger lies, my ass cracked up, so I left my stains on your bitch mattress. My work day got this toothpick, so I put the whole like she was a Kit Kat. Quick when I scratch that bitch, go tapo, tico, tipo, tapo, bitch, I'm right for that private hook, right on your private hook, can't fight for a second, fight, heist, if you step it, I'll be tripping, we gon' catch you fucking fight on the stress of the hook, still up, blessings, if it's has, can make heaven hook.
Yes, that's pretty good. They ain't even start. That's why I was like, fuck, I'm gonna leave then. They ain't even start yet. I ain't started yet. I was fucking they ain't started yet, so. He said if you
This is Pastor Heidi. Y'all know I be turned in the Power 4.4 ready. Tune world, my man, Kid Kong. Give him them tracks, son.
Rich. And I'm rich, see that? Holy shit. Everybody gon' con violento. La baby quiere mal y para el hueco. Yo estoy con mi game boteado en el sección. Traficando sin llamar la atención. Tira piedra pero le cristal es su techo. Ajá, le cristal es su techo. Me bajo de la móvil low kick. Capsulando ando con la 40. Como si ella fuera mi chori. La tengo enganchada. Pero claro que sí. Yo soy un demonio desde que nací. Ahora sonando en todos los carimas. Nigga, ya mismo yo estoy en el TV. La puta me miran y me dicen Daddy fumando directo de Cali. Yo quiero dinero, la prendí una mansión en Miami. Esto no es Illuminati, pero estamos bien duros, pregunta a Rari. Pero estamos bien duros, pregunta a Rari. ¿Por qué? Por party con un flow violento. La baby quiere mal y perco. Yo estoy con mi game boteado en el sección. Traficando sin llamar la atención. Tira piedra pero de cristal es su techo. De cristal es su techo. Después se la ve directo para el pecho. Aquí me el game y ya estoy hecho. Ya me mira el caso, ustedes no me echan. I be killing this bitch sin mala intención. Yo no digo un carajo, yo hago como he hecho. Subir hasta arriba mi hobby proyecto. Y me ven a hacer la pensando si soy el FC. Cuando saca tengo parecido de los míos. Buscando la vuelta con parte de los míos. Así mi preciso. Final continuando porque no son todos amigos. Ninguno me par años yo serví. Y gracias a Dios por el talento que lo tiene aborrecido. Mamá bicho, game changer records. Nigga, it's bricks, man.
Oh, that's recorded. I love the music we just said to you, goddamn.
Give me that woman, give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. Give me the pencil, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check too, bitch. Give me that woman, give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. Give me them pencils, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check too, bitch. I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow, can't stop it, I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow, can't stop it, I get it, I got it, watch when I leave, progress, this cash flow, can't stop it, this long, face my body, gotta lay low, keep watching, see hiding, bitches hiding, can't stop me, first thing that's how we rockin', one of the nobody's talking, you try, I know they lurking, I get it, boxing, watch all my eyes keep dropping, behind my back, they talking, but give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch, give me the pencils, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check too, bitch. Give me that one, but give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. Give me the pencils, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check too, bitch. I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow can't stop. I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow can't stop it. They gotta wear shit so I wear tricks so that you fall off my one. I'm gonna say it, why more that is the line for people in these two days. I really sure now, I'm gonna take a look now, I'm gonna take a look down, I'm gonna make it last time like the plug, hold like it's working, I'm gonna play for, back in this tasteful, breathe for like no brains at the bar, I don't need to do try smart, they smart, I bunny like you, I really like the people who don't let the deep rap, take you out, look for like they not one, but give me the monkeys, I like the boo bitch. Give me them pencils, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check, bitch. Give me that one, but give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. Give me them pencils, give me that cheddar, I take the blue check too, bitch. I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow, can't stop it. I get it, I got it, I'm winning, they boxing, this cash flow, can't stop it. Niggas a lot of drop me, play tough for bitch get caught me. One call, you know they sliding, my moves can't really drop me. All folks for that they got me, rushing in, you forget who driving. To the top, you know they riding, so many sticks be potting. Can't trust so boys just stopping, snipers, you know we got him. Niggas say, oh, hey, Ray got him, video on his knee, go rely on one. But give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. Give me them pencils, give me that cheddar, I can the blue check too, bitch. Give me that one, but give me the monkeys, I like the boo little bitch. get up fast, give me that cheddar. I take the blue check to bitch. I get it, I got it. This cash flow, can't stop it. I get it.
Oh, man.
Can't stop it.
Oh,
Made that music. I got this in my studio too.
a word.
They love the way I drip, so see the way I shit talk on me for the small talk and shit. With the fan.
Man, you got the shit on,
And let's see, that was it Tonto? I support the Itty Titty Bitty Committee. Go ahead and tell them what the other ones were, Jay.
Other ones?
Yeah, the other two real quick.
Oh, the other one was NME Rich Rewarding, and then Give Me the Papers.
Hey, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Man.
That's a
I wasn't even ready, bro.
By that guy.
By that guy. By that guy. Speaking of that guy, all right, as much as I'd love to sit here and say, let me not give him an introduction, no, I can't do that because this man is a producer. This is a mogul. This is a man moving upon moving upon moving every single day. I promise y'all, it's even so much as sleeping. This was liners from last year's Tune Fest. So without further ado, give it up, y'all, for Tony Craig.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Woo, that is right, bro. That is right. And no, I'm not acknowledging you, Mr.
You like to say it again?
You're
He
right.
always says, look, he's the only one that always says Crave all the time, no matter what. I corrected him like 100. And I love you too. And he would always say,
I will say Tony Craig, like Bona, Tony Krav, like Bona, the man of a million names. I love saying it. It's Tony Craig because it's like I love your music, I crave your music.
Oh, yeah, well, fuck it. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's it.
What with that
Oh man.
then? We'll just roll with that then.
So Tony Krav, bro, how have you been, bro? Tell the fans how you been, man.
I've been wonderful, man. I've been marvelous, you know.
Marvelous.
I've been inspired lately. I've been motivated.
Doing a little bit of everything, man. Like I know you were up in Vegas, man. What was that about?
Vegas was dope, man. I just went to the Billboard Awards. That's it was dope though. I had to, you gotta put yourself around the people.
You should have seen this man.
Sometimes you gotta foresee that shit. Like if you want that shit, you gotta go see that shit. Like if you want that car, sometimes you just gotta go to a dealership and just sit inside of it. Like
you should
Makes you
see.
more hungry.
yeah, I went to that show, man. I sat up in that motherfucking seat, bro. But before I sat in my seat, they let you walk through this shit. So like it's regular arena, like any arena. So you go in, you know what I'm saying, and it's like levels and shit. So it's like the top level is like section 2 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably like 2 levels, but then you got the floor. But the celebrities you see on different floors, because sometimes they come in on one entrance or they get lost or whatever like that. So you just end up crossing paths with people. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
But no, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, like it was,
I ran into like QCP.
Did you?
Yeah, Evan Ross and shit. It was pretty cool.
Is Evan Ross really my height? I feel like he's like my
No,
height.
he's like mine. Well, we're like the same height. Our height.
Our
height.
He's like that. I had to make sure because, one thing I was like, yo, are celebrities actually my height? Because now I know I got
P is he tall as shit. His people told me I ain't have enough followers.
enough followers.
Yeah.
You see that crap right there? You see that crap? You can be as talented as possible, but no, y'all want to sit there.
They ain't even want to hear the music yet. They ain't want to see no. I was about to show them some shit. Just pull up Instagram. He ain't have enough followers. It's like I don't even care. You could be the most amazing thing in the world. I just don't give a fuck.
That type of stuff right there. That's irritating. So I have a blue check mark next to my name, but be some entire ass as long as I got followers.
You can have 100,000 followers and be entire ass. You'll get endorsements.
Obviously, I think it was around the time that I seen those kids with the sponges on their heads that made that 1 minute song. Was it last year or something like that? That Island Boys crap.
Yeah.
And they were getting booked for shows and all this other stuff, and I'm like, this is it. This is what passes for music.
Well, talent.
No,
Talent ain't a thing no more. It's more so marketable. Be marketable.
if I know, but only like the companies is into that shit. Like then you got real creators, like people that are creators, like they're interested in talented and gifted people.
Right.
But there's some people they don't have no type of creative brain, so it's like I'm not creative enough to even think of shit, so I'm just gonna go with whatever is popping. Cause I ain't got time to be trying to think of that shit or put it together. So
I don't know, but for me, I don't want to find a person that no one has discovered.
yeah, cause you're a creator though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
exactly. That's why
all the creators like people like that's gifted and talented, but people that ain't creative at all, their brain don't function like that. They just
they just want to
they got a check right there. I can get a check from there, get a check from this person, get a check from that thing.
which drives me crazy all the time. Cause I'm like, I love your music group within a whole. Like you hear some straight talent out of them as a whole.
Yeah, I literally gotta love your music.
Right. Like for real. And I'm not just tooting my horn because certain people that may be sitting in certain seats may be on certain rosters. But I'm just saying that
take over the world.
yeah, like I'm saying it more or less because it's like, I mean, as a whole, I've been sitting here in Baltimore. It doesn't ever get the look or the props due or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, people also got to realize that, I mean, even as big as I Love You music group is as a group, we've got the MAMs, you got the SFMs, like you've got the wisdom courts, and you got people, if they sat there and put this wave, I can't deny this type of tidal wave.
Yeah.
We just as a city would have to be the type of people to be like, you would need your mogul sitting across a big ass table with your cigars and your cognac and be like, all right, guys, let's boom, damn it, let's stop sitting here and being like, no, don't go to this person. So let's go. There's plenty of money to go around.
It is. It's a lot of money out there. Like I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it on people, and I'm like, they don't even work as hard or as talented as me. And they got the money, so I tell you, money is there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is once you're rich or you have the money, people will pay you because you're rich.
Yeah. Well, it's your celebrity they're paying for.
Yeah.
So you can literally use your celebrity as currency.
Right.
Yeah, it's leverage.
Yeah, you it don't matter how talented you are, as long as your celebrity is high as fuck on people's charts,
yeah,
then you can use that celebrity as currency. You can get whatever.
Whereas typically you go into a jewelry store and ask for a chain with your name on it,
mm-hmm.
It'd be like anywhere from like $2,500 to like now they're giving it to you for free.
Yeah, now they're giving.
Yeah, I got it from here.
Yeah, because as long what people don't understand is as long as you have a phone, you have a marketing tool. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that's
what I'm trying to tell everybody. Like, you don't use your phone just for like use it to leverage yourself.
Yeah,
post as much as you can.
Exactly, absolutely.
No matter what you're trying to do, you can post. I mean, unless you just, I don't know.
That's just how it is, man. So let me ask you, like, what are some new things that you are gonna be working on over there? Like, what are some new projects? Some
music?
Okay.
What new music? All right. So, let me go back real quick. So, we just released Devon Daniil's After the Let Out album. That's available everywhere. Everywhere you stream music. It's even on YouTube. So, Apple, Spotify. I shouldn't have said their names because they didn't pay us to say it. But you can still say it.
I was gonna say, I figured we could say it because again,
Yeah.
Like
I need that endorsement there though.
Absolutely.
I need that Apple Music.
Right. Something.
But yeah, we just dropped Devon Daniil's After the Let Out album. Got a lot of stuff popping. June 23rd, we dropping Ghetto Strip Club Music by Tony Krav.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ghetto Strip Club Music.
Yeah. Look forward to that. They got some.
She looked like she was ready to sit there. As a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah, June 23rd.
We don't approve of it, it ain't coming out.
Yeah, June 23rd, Ghetto Strip Club Music by Tony Krav. I'm gonna say that for the summer. Callus, I give y'all anthems every. He ain't giving you what I'm giving. Like ladies out there, like I got the anthems for you. Like I guarantee you gonna bump this shit way more.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many people I've actually had that have walked through these doors and I've sat here and heard Drunken Honest have been like, what is
that?
Drunken. Yeah, they're like, who is that? I'm like, oh, you know, that's the I Love You music group. But where can I find it on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, what's it like? That's what this is all about.
That's what this is about.
Right.
I wrote that not leaving Atlantic City, but like I came up with some of it in Atlantic City, and then some like on the way back, and then the rest of it once I got to the studio. So it's a process. But I went to this nightclub. It's a nightclub that got an indoor pool in the middle of the nightclub and shit. And then around the pool they got cabana sections that you can buy sections, but it's a cabana over the pool. So in front of you, you got your like regular nightclub section with the table and the couch, and then in front of you is a pool. Damn. But you're still indoor. So you're like, that shit is fucking fire. The ceilings is like all glass and shit.
That sounds like some Atlantic City stuff
so,
right there.
Yeah, I came up with that. That's how I got the first line. Like, I got tequila in my own cabana. Come have a good time, girl. Don't bring the drama. All the ass and attitude you get from your mama. Yeah. I mean, that's for anybody, but just saying I like my women drunk and honest is cooler. But everybody get drunk and honest. They get that one cup that and it might be far. For some people, it might be number 9. But everybody got that truth cup. It go like, that was the one that sent them over. Now it's just like, I never liked your mother anyway.
That song got me in trouble.
Drunk and honest.
That song got me in trouble once. I'm telling you. I was just like, I'm being drunk and honest. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I never had an object swung in my head so hard in my life.
It's always that one cup that tips you over into honesty.
It is, and I probably
like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna do that.
You know,
I'm not gonna say that.
And it's just like, you know what? This needs to be said.
You know what? I'm tired of biting my tongue.
Listen, I don't like your personality. You get on my nerves. You lucky to have even gotten so much as some tongue down there tonight, goddammit.
Honest.
Right.
Drunk and honest. Way too honest. Way too drunk and way too honest.
That's gonna be the sequel.
Way too honest.
Too much, man.
Where you sit there and the song goes like the needle hitting off the record.
You just come in and start talking shit.
Right. You're like, well, my tooth hurt. I sat there at Ocean City once. They had like, that's what they need. They need a drunk and honest TikTok challenge. That's what these guys need to do. Just do something. Somebody's gonna get honest.
Yeah, let's do it then.
Now that needs to happen. Because let me tell you something. I've had a drunk and honest moment. When I was younger, I was sitting there with this beautiful woman in Ocean City. I was sitting there kissing her in the middle of the ocean. And I forgot what exactly. No, I think I was like, damn, that was the best kiss I've had in a while.
Wait, you kissed the girl in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah.
That's some romantic kind of shit. Hey, yo.
The honesty came in.
Yeah, like,
when you told her, he was like, that was the best kiss I ever had.
No, I was like, damn, that was a good.
You kissed a girl in the middle of the ocean.
I kissed a girl in the middle of the
ocean.
ocean.
That's some sexy ass. Hey, you think about it? Like, I've been waiting on this moment.
No. So what happened was,
grab her by the back of her neck though, like slowly.
No, so okay, so when said moment that happened, right?
You like pumped her head.
I was looking at her, I was like, damn, that was a good ass kiss, bitch. But I let the bitch slide out, and that's when the needle scratch went. So I didn't know I had my wallet inside of my swim trunks. I got KO'd in the middle of the and just sat there. And it's like I said, it was when I was like 19, 20 years old.
You let the B word fly.
Yeah, I let the B word fly in a moment. It was like, Chris, if you hadn't let that B word
swim.
Thank God I had my one friend there with me because that white boy swam out into the middle of the sea. And it literally like Whitney Houston, the bodyguard. I'm sitting there.
Hey, yeah.
That was my drunken honest moment, man. I woke up and I was just like,
I should do this. I should do some shorts like that. Like have people like.
Now look at you. What you had?
A drunken honest moment.
Yeah, exactly.
What you had to put you in that moment?
What did I have?
Was it tequila?
No, it was
Hennessy.
It was Hennessy.
Yeah, Hennessy.
That's coming soon. I'm telling y'all right now. Drunken honest moments.
Hennessy.
Right.
You gotta
you
gotta ease up on the honesty when you drink a Hennessy.
Any cognac, bro, is instant honesty.
You gotta ease up on it.
Any cognac is instant honesty.
Are you a drinker? Are you a drinker?
I'm drinking now.
Okay. What is your drunken honest drinking choice?
Oh Lord, I say Patron.
Nah, that's
You might take this somewhere, man. You might be behind something.
I'm telling you, these moments sprout out here. I'm telling you,
I
junk.
got this vein popping in my head. That's how much I've been working, bro. It's crazy. I'm just noticing this shit. I guess it's fucking deep ass vein.
You're literally a mogul. This is the life. You don't think there's a reason that Diddy's teeth are so damn big? All right, that things grow in length every time he secures another deal.
I mean, what's the day from when we do 3-hour studio session, go to the video shoot, come here, do this, go back to the video shoot, and then there's 2 more sessions tonight. There's Kojo session and Lane session.
Yeah, there is no sleep.
So there's those 2 sessions, so 3 sessions this show.
Not to mention, no bullshit. It's not because the camera's on. Like I said, I got 2 songs I gotta come knock out over at the studio this week.
Come on, man, let's work.
You know what it is, bro. Like I got
hear Ray shit too. Ray got some top 40 shit that he tucking that he ain't releasing.
Yeah, I remember you were showing me.
Ray Turner.
Ray Turner?
Ray, yeah.
Oh, Ray Turner just had one.
So congratulations, Jerry. Ray just got married.
Yeah, Ray Turner. Yo, put the applause on real quick. Boy, Ray Turner from Two Sessions got married.
That's fire. I like that shit.
I feel like Jay's got like a personal audience when he wakes up in the morning. He'll be brushing his teeth and he's like, "You can do it." Puts on that button, just sits there, man. That's like his Rockies dan. That's his bro. I would love to sit there and be like commanding this. I'm telling you.
Lil calling me right now.
What?
I'm on the radio, so watch what you say. Oh yeah, of course I am. Why would
I sound like Mom telling you to
we
get
have
home
to
for the
talk
street
about
lights?
drunken honest, and we about to have drunken honest moments. So we gonna ask people all their drunken honest moments. Let's do that. Let's put the cameras in front of them.
Trademark.
And Kid Kong did come up with that shit.
Kid Kong said, "You want my
Kid Kong was the first. Yeah, you already know.
I got proof, nigga.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, I ain't know. That's how you know. Look, we already started drinking this shit.
Oh, Morgan says, "Hey, Bona." You got fans on fans.
Yeah, your session is at 12 and we still on the radio. Yes. Well, look, I'm doing Kojo session before yours, so 10 to 12. So I'll be done here.
She said I was gonna find a way on this damn radio show.
I know you said 12, so yeah, I'll already be at the studio. Love you later.
I love your music.
I love your music. I was gonna say she smelled like that Anchor Bank girl.
That was lame, y'all. I had to answer.
Of course.
Whenever the ladies of I Love Your Music group call, I need to answer. Should I always be a part of like this?
You can, but it behooves, you know.
Just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
sounds good though.
Yeah, that's right. So go ahead before we go on this commercial break, man. Tell everybody where to go ahead and find the music and
find everything. So, all right, I don't know how computer literate everybody is out there, but
they better be.
Okay, if you're on any social media platform, it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's at Kravante Swing. KRAVATE Swing.
You got another name?
Yeah. He just reinvented it.
I was gonna call him Cravante.
At Kravante Swing everywhere. No, that's just my alter ego. We'll talk about that after the break.
Oh yeah, I'm with it, man. That's right.
Follow me and follow at I Love Your Music group, and that's so easy. It's just I love your music group. All spelled correctly.
That's right.
Everywhere.
That's right.
And yeah, after the letouts out right now.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of Kojo projects out right now, and I can't name all of them. So just type in Kojo Snow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he released like 13 projects yesterday.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say, listen, I'm in the music game.
Only thing we can say is Fame 5.
and also before I get cussed the fuck out, don't forget Trilogy is out right now. Lil Blanco, that's out there, and Sneaky Link by Sonatune is out there right now.
Okay.
And if I'm missing anybody other than myself, Tony Krav is your about that.
It's about that. All right, bet. We gonna go on commercial break, but go ahead and blast that Tony Krav. We will be
In shit, yeah, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I sent you some shit.
He got
He woke up real quick. He said, "Wait a minute."
a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, I just sent you a plethora to pick from.
Okay.
Don't play all of that stuff. No,
Alright.
I be drinking, so I be drinking, so I gotta send you everything that I might think of.
That's
You
your
know?
drunk on this moment.
Yeah.
First drunken on this moment.
I love I'm gonna slow music down. You will be on your way. Tell me if you feel it, babe. After the let out, everybody feeling great. I only wanna see you in the back table. Everybody back in the parking lot, like 20 minutes after 2. They had the cars and the cars and the money out, and I got my eyesight on you. Like,
Oh, that's brand new, yeah. That's on the ghetto strip up here. Yeah, it's like That's a great song. I just put it in there. I've been moving, man. Like, I ain't just stopped yet. We about to drop this shit. I don't know when. It's almost. This is the first single I hear.
Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up on a work day. You let us boss up and do it your way. Or 20 more shots to the do say. Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up. Boss up and do it your way. Or 20 more go, it's 5 o'clock somewhere already. We about to take it there already. I've been in the air already. You know I got a vibe we can share. I got enough to go around and I'm giving it out. From 28 to 56, that's just flipping an ounce. This is really about somebody pour me a shot. This is really about Shorty in the spot, looking like a one. If I died now, my love is still 100. Face angel, her body on. Oh my God, it's your birthday, Kit Kat. Let me break you all. Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up on a birthday. You let's boss up and do it your way. Or 20 more shots and get straight. Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up on a birthday. You let's boss up. I love that. 20 more shots and do say. Every day a holiday. You know I'm in the spirit. First whole album track 5, I can feel it. Raised with the dealers, also in my blood. Only God can judge me after weekends with the blood. Jumping off the deep end, I got demons I need love. Dreaming about the paper, but the haters want the dub. Forever rapping cuz, watching from above. Hard liquor, loud music, man, we do this for the thugs. Latest in the club, got the baddies. Gold bro used to have the candy. I was only with the do stay down. Let's rock the party all night long. Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up on a birthday. You let's bounce up and do it your way. Or 20 more shots and do say. Go shawty, it's your birthday. You got the club going up on a birthday. You let's bounce up and do it your way. Or 20 more shots and do say. Go,
Think
go,
I need another round.
go shawty.
Another round. Think I need another round.
birthday. We got the club going up on a workday. Let's bounce up and do it your way. We'll pour 20 more shots of the deuce.
Hold on, play this. That makes me want to take off this.
Don't stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that one.
Take it off.
I'm gonna talk to you about that one. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that. That is like that. I'm gonna talk to you about that one.
Oh.
All right, so let's talk.
Right, let's talk. What's up about that? What's up?
Oh, no, that's all I was getting into. You talking about like the new music and stuff. So I was like, yeah, we dropped Lilith Trilogy and Devon's after the let out and all of Kojo projects from the other, like Fame 4 and Fame 5 and something else.
I think Un's in there, right?
Yeah, that's like a mixtape, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a planned album, but yeah, that's just fire. All right, so June 23rd, Ghetto Strip Club music. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it like when you hear shit trendy and poppy and catchy and that's like a TikTok song.
Yeah.
That's my brand, bro.
Right.
TikTok is funny, cool, entertaining. But I'll be at the strip club. I know what strip club music sound like when I hear that shit. It's just ghetto strip club music. Got to me something trendy, catchy, ghetto ass strip club music. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it connect the way it's supposed to, because it's just fire. Like the tracks is bomb as fuck. Like the hook has its own TikTok moment. Each verse has a moment in all 3 verses. Song tune.
You talking about the song that was just about to be played?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was already starting to bounce at that a little bit. And I was
my man Genius from North Carolina, and he produced the two songs that's on this project. So he did that, and he sent me shit. Jesus, sometimes it's randomly, sometimes it's I get the message of I got one for you.
Oh.
That like this is for you. I got like yes, you have to do this. This is one of them. I got this for you. He knew to do it.
Speaking of, and I got this for you. I know I messaged you a while back.
Oh yeah. You got a record for me.
I do, as a matter of fact. Produced by Blurred. Produced by Blurred. I got something, and I heard it, and it just said Tony Krav all over.
It did?
It said, like, I heard it.
Was it oozing in Krav?
It was one of those things. it did. Like no antibiotics.
You're gonna write a song about that shit. We're not gonna speak past that. You're gonna write a song about this in the middle of the ocean.
Wait, what? No. That's like we ain't gonna go that far. Honestly, I'm hoping that certain people aren't listening to this broadcast because I've had.
Look, I'm live too, so look.
Yeah, like I know people at work that sat there been like, yo, I know you be sitting there and like you be acting like you don't care about these hoes, but yo, we know you a sweet ass motherfucker when it comes to these bitches. I be like, no, the fuck I'm not. He's like, yes, you do, nigga. You listen to the Weekend. I said, no, that's not how it works. And now here I am on a broadcast, letting it be known that like, yeah, I was sitting there with a shorty in the middle, and only in Kid Kong Chris Weaver fashion can I sit there instead of ending the night with some cheeks, I end up laid out in the middle of the ocean.
That is classic.
Yeah, it really is.
We can make a whole movie out of that.
That was very honest.
Right, like where instead
yeah, we can make a movie of you finally getting the girl at the end, and then that's how it ends. Right?
That's how it ends.
It ends with the,
just sat in the middle of the ocean, and instead some 6-foot white boy is carrying me to the hotel.
No, that can't be the end. That
won't.
They gotta be the scene before the end, and then the girl finally see you in the hotel. She's like, you end up with the girl, basically. Yeah.
I really would like when I hear it out in my mind, I really hear it like you and I TY by Queen Latifah. Who are you calling a bitch? Just knocked out, just sitting there. Mind you, yeah, I can swim. But Hennessy, I think it was like, man, fuck this ocean. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And then
kid, you gotta use your gay voice next time. You're like, bitch. That's the only time you're gonna get away with it. That's the only way you get away with that.
Put a little spice behind it.
In other words, you get knocked the hell out.
I was knocked down. I still sit here to this day. Like, as many times I should have been dead, I'm like, yo, I feel like God's like, nah, this nigga's entertaining.
Yeah, we need you around, man. You gotta stay around.
Apparently so. Like I said, like I had my
Yeah.
moments, and then instead I did like the opposite of what most artists do. Most artists usually like flame out. Instead, I hit the gym and was just like, "Hey Tony, I'm back." So music.
I love it though.
Hey, like I
It's
literally,
just like you gotta go do your thing. You gotta go be,
yeah, exactly.
and then
So
come back.
yeah, and then be like, "All right, so I'm back." So like,
So
yeah.
instead of a fedora, he's wearing a snapback. It's the remix.
Yeah, exactly.
I took the fedora off it too. Sometimes you gotta take the fedora off, let them know what you fucking with.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like a fedora nigga in Baltimore. It's like they're already gonna try to test me. My glasses are
You
black
gotta
as
let
shit.
them know
You
who
know,
the fuck this is.
right. You know what I was getting to? All right, like I don't know if anybody can agree to this. Anybody remember A Different World?
Yeah.
Everybody
A little
said
bit. I ain't
everybody
gonna
said I
lie.
look like Ron. Remember the light skinned guy with the fedora and the glasses?
Oh yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
Ron was cool. You do look like
You know
Ron.
what I'm saying? I was getting that too much from the older cats. Yo, Ron. I'm like, man, if you don't get the way
Yeah, you look like
That was a
Ron.
good play though. That was a good play on words.
Which one?
The scenario.
I mean, yeah, it was. But for what, like I said, like I still put on the fedora from time to time, man.
But yeah, back to the fuck was you saying? I got one for you. That's
Okay,
all right.
God, for you.
Oh, you got one for me?
I mean, of course I got one for you. You're here. You're in my ears all the time.
Hey, you
But
damn
no,
right.
the record, the Don't Stop record. That's how Genius sent the shit to me. He sent it to me, but I got one for you. And I was like, oh, for real. So he says this all the time, and he do send me fire all the time. Every time, he always send me fire.
Mhm.
There's one specific record, when he sent it, I don't know, I was just tapped into like a zone, like I was in a headspace of just like, I don't fucking know. But then he sent that shit over, I swear to God, I took my mother to work at 8:30 in the morning, and that's in Edgewater, and then on my way back up to South Baltimore, I freaking came up with the hook, like there and back, and just like, well, especially on the way back, I was like, and then that shit just let out. I hit them immediately, sweet sling tune. It's like, yo, I got one for you. The same thing he said to me,
Definitely.
I sent it to them. I was like, yes, this is a record for all of y'all. Like, everybody gotta go on this shit.
That's what I feel like y'all did also for my first concert. I appreciate y'all doing what you did for my concert. You know what I mean? Like y'all came through and
Oh, the collaboration was real.
that like when y'all
Anybody
came
fucking with me on that shit too, yo.
like when y'all came to Tune Fest, and it's like whenever people sit there, they're like, yo, you had like an actual concert and stuff like that. Like, what was that all about?
Yeah.
I was like, man, don't get me wrong. There were like everybody that performed.
And what's crazy is, wait, before like go back into Tune Fest, but what also there was a separate I Love Your Music group member outside.
Really?
So we really like took over the whole shit. Yeah, because Ray performed and
that's what I was saying about that. Like you literally sat
Yeah.
there, and I remember Ray hit me
Ray
up.
had his own set though. So me and Ray, so that's how he hit you because he hit me. So Ray always been I Love You Music group already, but he was just like, yo, how can I perform? So I said to him like, yeah, get your own set.
Right.
He has so much music, like he has too much music to be a part of mine. I mean, a lot of people got too much music. Kojo,
I was about to say,
got hella
Kojo
music.
got hella
Yeah, Kojo can do 5 sets. All right. But I'm just saying, everybody got a lot of music, but Ray just needed his own set. Like, he's such his own entity, you know?
Yeah, because it's
Like, everybody's their own entity. Trust me, they're outside of it. And that's the best thing about this whole thing that I'm building and what I'm doing. And I'm going to do it better than any mogul that's ever came out of Maryland. And I emphasize on Maryland, not just Baltimore.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what definitely showcases the difference, because if you actually sit there and you listen to what the team has and just seeing how you run yourself as a mogul, it's so different. It's awesome. That drew me to being like, you know what I mean? Like I y'all heavy, you know what I mean? Like when you said you wanted to be on the show, I was like,
oh yeah, I had to, man.
I was like, El Presidente wants to be on the show.
I had to talk some shit. I'm like, yo, where can I talk some shit at? So I had to come and talk some shit, man, because it got, listen, ain't nobody doing what I'm about to be doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, think about all of the great people. And I'm gonna pop some shit. I'm gonna piss some people off. You know what I'm saying? This might be one of y'all most like scrutinized like fucking interviews, but whatever. Like I'm gonna piss some people off, but name like all right. So first off, name 3 entertainment industry moguls that came out of Maryland that had so much power that they could like say somebody did something and it would help them out. Who's from Maryland?
I mean,
Just a big ass name that could co-sign somebody.
Kevin Lyles, right?
Kevin Lyles. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Lyles is a big name.
Let's see, like we're talking Baltimore,
Maryland, just Maryland.
Okay.
Including Baltimore, DC.
Are we saying do they have to be music oriented or
no, anything?
John Waters.
John Waters.
Yes. I don't know if you like he's big time on like the LGBTQ plus community. Like he made like Hairspray and all them other movies and stuff.
Well, I don't know too much about him because I can't trash talk him right. So he's safe.
Yeah, I was gonna. When you're talking to a guy who spent most of his time reading, so I know who's all either from like Maryland or doing stuff like that. But
Kevin Lyles.
Yeah.
Other than the artists, like
I had the opportunity, but it was hard.
Logic, Wale.
I had the opportunity, but it was hard.
Who else is like big names from Baltimore?
Wale's not
Mario.
From Maryland. But anyway, Mario's a good. That's a big name though.
Yes.
If he was to co-sign somebody, who would probably change their career.
Cisco then?
Cisco. Yeah, Cisco. If he was to be like, if Cisco was to be like, hey, this is my man's or my homegirl, then she's dope.
Monique and Lil Mo.
Lil Mo, Tony Braxton. There's been a few.
Yeah, Tony Braxton, Lil Mo.
Yeah.
Tony
I
Braxton's
got good stuff to say about Lil Mo. She actually does do that handback thing and she tries. But her name and her voice ain't bigger than the name that I gotta shit on a little bit. With respect though, Kevin Lyles. So name 3 artists or people, actors, actresses, models, rapper, singer, producer that Kevin Lyles has helped from Maryland and give them a big in their career. Like Kevin was like, hey, this is my girl or guy from Maryland. They're dope. They do this thing. And here's the.
He got a Tate on.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He screwed Tate.
Huh?
He screwed Tate.
He did. He put him on. He gave him his first deal.
A first deal that screwed him over. He took
his first deal was $300. Your first deal was always going to be
Was it Take Bang?
Yeah.
With bankrolls?
Yes. He signed
with $300.
Yeah, he signed with 300 Entertainment. I get that, but like, there's a whole ass video about
so he was behind pushing you to the level you're at.
Yeah. In a sense, because Bankrolls was already viral.
That's what I thought though. Like I thought Bankrolls already popped and then he was
It did.
But that's what it's song though.
But that's what I'm talking about. They only want what's popping already. Like you can't be
got something else on.
Like, you can't be just talented.
It's more on his own.
You gotta be like popping or marketable, just on some crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can't just be like a dope ass talent. Like, and don't get me wrong, this motherfucker is marketable as fuck if the right person feel like they want to pay attention to it. But Devon Daniil is marketable as shit and talented. And stage presence is fucking captivating and intoxicating and shit. Same with Kojo. If you ever seen Kojo perform,
I've seen it.
That shit's the motherfucker performed better than every major artist I ever know.
Yeah.
Because ain't no rapper better. Like I can't name one rapper that performs better than him. Like period. Like ever. Like on stage. Like the motherfucker could drop the mic. Jump down at the like he'll do that shit at the Grammys and walk through that motherfucker and do like, you feel what I'm saying? So this shit crazy. It's like, what do they want? You feel what I'm saying? I think they just want shit that they can make some money.
No, of course they can't, because it's easy off of a Baltimore artist, because a Baltimore artist, they look at Baltimore artists as stupid. They get a viral hit. They sign their name on the line because they're desperate to do something immediately.
Yeah.
And then they take advantage of the artist. They squeeze it out of there. You know what I mean? Like they essentially did with the Takeover, what Kanye did with Designer. Panda. You know, you soak that
He
down.
saw that. He's like, yo, that's popping.
Yeah.
And I can make so much
Right.
money. And I can show him the game because he don't know the game because he's young and he just got popping.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, how much money can I make?
Right. And then it's like,
Everybody want to make money, bro.
Of course they do, but like, the last thing you want to do is be known necessarily. I would rather be a no-hit wonder than a one-hit wonder.
That's like, all right, you got your art, bro. You're an artist. Like you create the music you create and just other art. Now let's say like, all right, I love your music group is like, hey, come. We love like your style and your music and everything is dope. It's awesome. But we want to change your name to Paul Brown. We want you to shave your dreads, right? And your facial hair. All right, we're gonna get you these contacts, right? And you're gonna go out here and say, "Yeah, I'm Paul Brown," da, 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 or some shit like that. And then you have you doing like this folk ass music because we know it can make money. And then you say yes to all of that stuff and completely strip Kid Kong of who Kid Kong is and become this person. Why? Because you'd be like, "Yo, here's $4 billion fucking dollars," and you like, "Damn, that's $4 million. I can do a lot of $4 million. I can change my whole fucking life. I can just change everybody's life around me." And you're like, "Shit," but guess what? For the next 10, 20 years, and maybe even longer than that, if you become legendary, you're gonna have to go out there and look like that person.
Paul Brown.
You're gonna have to because they're gonna book you for it. They're gonna be like, look, here's $50,000 for these shows, and you're gonna be old as shit, and then you're gonna be tired of doing this shit. You're like, I always hated it. I hated it when Tony said it at the beginning. I hated it old with kids and shit, and I still hate it. I always hated it. But you gotta do that shit because they paying you, bro. 50 bands here. $4 million.
Right.
You like, I'm rich as shit, and I hate this fucking character. It sucks. Right. It's like, that's what the Illuminati is. That's what selling your soul is. It's not no crazy dumbass shit. It's going against who the fuck you really would do and what you would. I wouldn't punch nobody's grandmother in the face. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. That's wrong. I would be against my morals. Hey, here's $10 million. The first 2 albums will go number 1. I promise. Here you go. Oh, and then punch the shit out of somebody. It's like, yeah, I really wouldn't do it, but shit, for that, I'll fucking do anything.
Right. I mean, you see people do crazy shit for $20 that somebody owes them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So $10 million that'll change your life. That you sit there, you know, we're black men.
And are you willing to keep up with that?
But some people don't think about it like that. Some people got several children and a mama who they try to buy a fucking.
Well, actually, the crazy thing about that is even still, that's not money that you're going to make.
No.
That's the money.
I'm saying up front.
Because in reality, if you reach your contract, that's for your recording.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That's why some
That's
people
for your recording, your videos, and your booking.
Right, but some
that's when
artists
they really believe in you, though. Like they're like, okay, I really believe. Because a lot of people got signed, and they use that shit. They're like, oh, I got signed.
Oh, they take the money.
I got signed. You got signed and never came out.
Right, exactly.
Like you got signed. A lot of people got signed. I got signed to this. I got signed to Def Jam. I got signed to Interscope. I got signed to Universal. I got signed to 300. I got signed. Yeah, you got signed. They signed that contract and never released it. Your music is sitting under a freaking what's fucking ottoman in the studio on a flash drive that's been stepped on 30 times.
Right. And
your music is sitting right there.
And you're being told you can't release it because you signed a contract saying.
Yeah, so shout out to you for getting signed, but what I'm saying is you got signed because you was popping. You got signed because people were looking at you.
Right.
You didn't get signed because you was talented and dope and gifted. Because the talented, dope, and gifted always lasts. Look at a lot of people that signed fucked up deals in the beginning, but they on top of the world now, like 50 Cent. You feel what I'm saying? His deal was fucked. He didn't even know nothing about the deal. The nigga that helped him sign the deal ain't know nothing about the fucking contracts and shit. Niggas was just like, shit, they about to give us money. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he talented and he gifted. So that's why he was able to surpass
surpass his own deal and be
but
like,
if you ain't talented and gifted and you only popping for 4 songs, because that's all you got in you anyway, because you're not dope, you just hot. So you only hot. I mean, you can only make 4 songs. Once you made them, all right. There's nothing else to fucking do with you now.
Exactly. Like look at.
Hey, we need 12 more of them. Can you do 12 more of them?
Yeah.
Nah. We was just high in the studio and we came up with that and like that was the only ones we had.
Right. Everybody thought Lil Pump was about to be the most meteoric.
Like, that's all we had. Look, we ain't got no. We had them 4 records. All right. That's it.
Well, let's get back into the Don't Stop song.
Oh yeah, the king of collaborations, the boy right here, Mr. Captain Hook. Girl, that sound like Tony Krav. My music sound better than yours. Mr. Ooh, that sound good. Yeah, Mr. Hard Liquor Loud Music and more Hard Liquor Loud Music is coming soon. Yeah, man, don't stop, yo. You know, there's your DJ Khaled's and your hit makers. and DJ Dramas and DJ Mustard.
So when can we hear that song? When can we hear that song played for the airwaves?
Oh no, we can drop it on the airwaves tonight. We're about to do that now.
Okay.
So basically, don't nobody put collaborations together like the boy. I mean, we know it. I mean, Khaled ain't done one with strictly Florida people.
I still say this to the day. He created my song Blowing Nose. My hook. Anyway.
Oh yeah. See, that's funny too because that ties into this song as well. So the way I was able to get Tune, Ling, and Sweets on that song is because of my style of engineering, which comes. You witnessed that.
Yeah.
So like I bust ass in the studio. Like people know that. Like I will bust you upside your head until you be like, fuck you and fuck this session and walk out. Or you'll be like, fine, Tony.
Basically,
Yeah.
like either you do it the right way the first time, or do it you do it again. You will put you to the test.
Yeah, so that's one way. And then another way is just, I say I shut the fuck up and I say whatever.
Do
So,
it, and then you be like,
you
something wrong.
what was that way that you said at first? And I forgot it.
I don't like that. That's what I know is my
So, oh God. That was crazy because like we didn't have like that relationship, but I still I like the song.
Right.
So if I ever like the song for real, I'm really gonna try to bust your ass.
And this was back in the Mogul studio days. It's like
the Mogul. I used to pick up and go.
9-10 o'clock. We pull up to my apartment or whatever.
Book bag. I had a book bag, double bag.
Trying to
that shit.
trying to record this song, and I'm sitting there, and what is it? Like I'm trying to put the hook together for Blowing Nose, and he's like, "Why don't you try this hook?" And I go over and look at him, and I feel like he's looking at me like I'm ready to sit there and cuss him out. I was like, "Okay." Go and put it down, and that's what Blowing Nose is to this day. I was like, yo, this just sounds hard, Tony.
And that's crazy because, like I said, we didn't have the relationship to really. Well, for me to be saying shit, critiquing so much, like I really changed the whole hook. But I was just like in my zone, and I liked the song. I was like, oh, this shit could be fire. So I'm like, well, and I just felt this vibes and this energy, and Kong energy is always like. It's collaborative. Like he had collaborative energy. It's like you can say some shit to him. And yeah, man. So that goes into them. So these ladies, so like they all know I'm how I am, you know what I'm saying? But they all let me be me in the studio and I let them be them.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? But we know, like they know how I am. So I'm like gonna say, like, slow this down, take this word out, take this whole word out, take this bar out. Let's move this around, give me more energy, less energy, make it sound like this, and it sound like they know I'm gonna do that. And then I know that they just don't bring all the talent and get the shit that they bring. And that's where collaboration comes in.
Exactly. That's
trusting me and me letting artists be artists. And then it's a whole like, if I do say something, it's like motherfuckers like, oh, okay. Yeah. He's saying it for a reason. Like
you're not saying it from a point of malice.
He would just sit here and shut the fuck up and hit record. But it's not only is it my record, but still I'm like that on all their records.
And people say that all the time. And I say that all the time. I can't stand an engineer that's just there, just looking at their watch, because I've dealt with it all my recording career, sitting there looking at somebody, just looking at their watch.
I'm gonna get into
it. Yeah, that's good.
All right, so Vinny made a point. So let's get at some point tonight. I'm gonna give y'all some engineer talk. We could get that last segment, but we're gonna talk engineer shit. But to that record, and then to what you were saying, me collaborating with you on Blowing Nose, like again, that's just how I am. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I was able to be blessed with all these artists that I work with, like Kojo, Devon, Sweet Monroe, Lil Blanco, Sonatune, Flight Vinny, Leo Corley. You know what I'm saying? Herb Hoover. Got a fucking.
I was just about to ask you, do you want to shout out anybody on the station?
It's a lot, man. Bust Down Carter, bro. Carter helped me come up with the I Love You music group name, like all of that. So it's a lot going on, but everybody knows how I connect the dots in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I know who should be the first verse, who should be the third verse, like how the hook should sound like here, who should go on this shit at all. Period. Who voice should even be here? You know what I mean? Perfect sonically. So Don't Stop is one of the tracks off Ghetto Strip Club Music, June 23rd. It's gonna be everywhere. Featuring Sonatune, Lil Blanco, Sweet Monroe.
Okay.
I love your funky music.
I love
Like
your music.
fucking-
That's right.
Yeah, man. Produced by Genius McFly, man, from North Carolina.
Shout out to Genius McFly. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to our last commercial break. And go back that Tony Krav for us real quick. Go ahead and tell us what's up.
Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off. Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Sit down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off.
It's on them, shake it up. You want to see me take it up? Little makes us make it calm. No best won't take it wrong. What you say? I said, what did you say? What you say? Cause I do whatever you say. Give you more time. Get the floors mopped and give you more box for dancing. Want my SA just make me pancakes. Then more box and more time. Baby, this a marathon. Let's do it with your parents on. This pussy is a paragon.
Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off. Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off.
She's so pretty, I took this for pity. Even though her heart on cherry, she loved it like a hippie. No, not prissy, she just picky. What's a mini without Mickey? Bobby without Whitney. That's like Donna sign with Pretty. Nah, ooh, come take it off. Give me that dick, I wanna take it off. Come break me off. Give me that cash, wanna take it off. Give me this tongue, gon' make you fall. Pretty ass gon' make you crawl. But it's so tight, you be knocking balls. Don't you know, go through withdrawals.
Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off. Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off.
But if you get with the ass out, bend it over, pull the cash out. If he ain't got it, I'ma cash out. Hoes be hating with the name out. Don't want the smoke cause I'm scared out. Shake the ass, watch him pass out. Scrub the ground, bring the juices out. Make it cut, yeah, make it cut. Drum my pussy, stroke my pussy. Spank my pussy, choke my pussy. Want this pussy cause I know rookie. Make me eat me like a cookie. Drop off the Remy, she feeling my titties. Keep me a groupie committee. Fucking it up in every city, yeah.
Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off. Don't stop, pop that, let me see you break it off inside and get it. Take it off, bust it down and bring me up to the window, to the wall. On your knees, don't make it crawl. In a circle, shake it off, scrub the ground and shake it off.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds like Tony Krav.
Ow. Yeah, man. What's up? God. Well, we can talk about this record for real. Yes, we can. Yeah. Let's get into this.
Rolling through the city top, then we all about that. Get to the money, don't stop, yeah, we about that. When you talking living on top, we talking guys. Talking every day, flight, aviated, and we faded. Got some turmoil in the backseat, baby, thank you, it was great. They offended by success, so we put pressure on the plate. Won't get my name up in no drama. Not as in and not as state. Oh, is you by that? Is you really by that? Girl, you sacrifice it all, you triple blessing, get it back. Working harder than everybody with Merlin on your back. Is you capping in your catches, so is you really about that? Now is you out? Is you by that? Is you by that? Rolling through the city top, then we all about that. Getting to the money, don't stop, oh yeah, we by that. Oh, you talking living on top, we talking about that. Is you by that? Is you by that? talking living on top, we talking like that. We talking like that. Hey, we talking like that. We talking like that.
Yeah. That's that.
Man, what gave you the inspiration?
That's that.
That shit right there, because that song is that.
All right. I had to flex real quick, man. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Like I had to get real big on them. Like, so I produce tracks, you know, I engineer music, I write music, I perform, I'm a DJ, you feel me?
You do it all.
So on this track specifically, I made the beat one night. I was in that bitch like, oh, I'm hooking it. I'm like, this is, yes, I'm in there bopping and shit. And then God came in and was just like, it's about that, 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 it's about that. That's all. So as I'm making it, I'm just hitting the bass line, I'm adding my perks and shit, I'm making the track, I'm just like, that's all I just had that shit going. And I just had to record that shit. So I was just stuck in this one loop of the hook. Like I just had this hook loop and I bounced that shit out and I just recorded that shit. Like just it's your body, it's your body, I just kept that and I listened to that bitch for like a whole day.
A whole day?
Yeah, I mean, between working and studio sessions and shit, you know, I be running other people's shit. So that's the hardest thing about being an engineer, a commercial engineer, and trying to make your own music is that you got make other people music. You got to make other people music. You got to mix their shit, record their shit. You got to master their shit, and try to find room to work on your own shit. You got to have the headspace to create your own shit and not sound like any of these people. You gotta make time to make sure shit. You have to make time to, you know what I'm saying, record, write my shit, make sure my shit's dope.
That's gotta drive you crazy too, because
you
sit there, because I know being in the studio as an artist, you sit there and you listen to create your one song, and that's the melody that's stuck in your head. So to sit there and almost like try to wipe that off your heart,
you got
right through another
that's
song.
why I said it took me a whole day because I had to like record the idea and bounce it, email it to myself, and then like just listen to it. And then in between that, I'm mixing other people's projects, I'm mixing other people's songs, I'm running sessions. This person comes in, they sound this way. This person comes in, they sound this way. I'm digesting all of these sonic frequencies in my ears. All these different artists, I'm hearing their shit. My artists, I'm hearing their stuff. Now I don't want my shit to sound like nobody else's, so I'm like trying to get cadences and flows out my ears, but it's hard as fuck. But one cadence I had was this T.I. bounce a little bit, and I was like, I can stick with that. That's good because it's like that's a cool one. I ain't heard nobody really bounce like this, so I just had that beat loop in that cadence, and then I came back on Thanksgiving Day, and I said, "Fuck everybody." Seriously. I went to the liquor store, I went to the studio, I said, fuck everybody. I produced this shit, like, and I listened to it in the car for like a whole like day and a half or whatever, and I was like, yo, this shit's hard as fuck. Like, and I always think about giving my shit to everybody because I'm a fucking generous, courteous person, you know? I'm like, oh, this person would sound dope on here, or this person would sound dope on here, or I could put this person, they would do this and all of this stuff, but then, you know, I kicked in and I was like, man, fuck that shit. And I'm like, no, this is your song. Like you rap on this shit.
Right, like this is your baby.
This
like,
is yours.
This is mine.
Because I was really like when I had to like hook together and like go look at the city top down with y'all about there, get into them, and I was like that. I'm like, oh yeah, yo, this person, yo, they could probably do it this, and then this person do this third person. I was like, no, but I was like. As I'm coming up with a cadence, like a flow, and I'm like, Earth, then flight, aviated, and we faded, got some tremolo in and Bessie, they didn't think it was great. And I'm like, no, ain't nobody gonna flow like that. So I was like, yo, if don't nobody flow like that out of everybody I pick, I'm gonna be real mad. Cause I'm gonna be like, ain't nobody gonna bounce like that. Like what? Triple blessed, get it back. Working harder than everybody, but murder know you can. Is your captain in your catches? So is you really? But that is your out? Is your? If wasn't nobody gonna flow like that, I was gonna be like,
It's a waste of
whack ass fucking verse. I would have said that. I would have been like, I mean, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Like there was no
It
way.
didn't sound like what I heard in my head.
There was no way with that song anybody was gonna be able to do anything off of that because
Nobody could do it in my head.
you were the
So I
only
was
person
like,
that
yo.
beat that can sit there and
I'm
play.
like, yo, just write this verse, yo. And I struggle with verses.
Yeah.
Seriously. If I wrote the hook.
Really?
Yes. If I write the
I've
hook.
never known that, nigga. You have a million songs.
If I write the hook,
It is. It's hard.
I struggle writing the verse because I want the verse to be as fire as the hook.
I feel
And then the verse is more words.
I
So now it's not like a repetitive. It's not like 4 bar, or like, 4 bar different 4, like
16.
8. It's like, yeah, you got to put a whole verse together with different. So I always struggle with like writing the verse if I wrote the hook. Now, if somebody else wrote the hook, I have room in my head to write my verse to their hook. And I can like blend it together. So with this Is Your record, I wrote the hook and I produced the beat, and I'm my own engineer too. So the process of putting a verse together can be hard. It could be like, well, a whole song like that. That's why it's only one verse. But it's like, yo, my brain was going fucking crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't write a fucking verse. But I had the hook slamming in the beat slam. I'm like the beat and the hook. And that's why I started thinking of people because I was being lazy. I'm just like, oh, I can put this person on here. I'm like the beat done, the hook done, and shit. That's the whole record. I built the song. I can get somebody on here, and I'm like, nah, yo, don't do that shit. But then I kept hearing that cadence, and I'm just like, hey, got some trim on it, and I'm just like,
no, damn, I have to be the only person on this record.
It's just gonna be me, yo. I feel like I gotta be selfish. I gotta be.
Sometimes you gotta be selfish with a song. I've sat there because I've worked. Back when I did have like a group of people around me, I remember sitting there and like we would always record at the Birdhouse, and we would always sit there and
is that the real name of the studio?
Whose?
Blurred?
No, not Blurred. Blurred's is a lair. Back when we used to record.
I'm saying if Blurred Studio was called the Blurred House, that would be fucking fire. Should I like that?
Blurred House. I'm gonna run that by him when I
That's
sit there.
fucking fire, right?
When I sit there.
The Blurred House.
No, we had this studio called the Birdhouse when we used to work with a certain person. And we so many trademarks right now.
Remember I said that shit. The Blurred House.
You see him? We're gonna.
I might get partnered up with you, Andy, on that one.
We're gonna sit here on some trading cards. You're like, all right, listen, I'll give you the Drunken Honor shorts for the Blurred House and a player to be named later. It's like, but when we used to sit there, I would be like recording songs, and I remember always having niggas behind me like, yo, that is so fire, man. Like, yo, you should let me on there. And it's like right then and there, you gotta be a man and be like, nah, nigga, this is mine.
Yeah, you do. Or you know that person's not good enough too.
Yeah, I always looked at everybody that was in my group at the time, like, yo, y'all are all fire. But then even then, it was just like, what is it? I remember at one point he used to have it to where you could record your song for free if you featured him on the song. Now, I always thought that was a little bit like selfish.
Yeah, that's like some monopoly shit.
It was, but that particular motherfucker was monopolizing this motherfucker. But anyway, it was.
I want all the board. I want everything on the board.
Oh, yeah, and like you know how niggas are. It's like save $60 or $80, or
as long as I'm on the song, you can get that for free.
Right? Yeah, and I always pay because I was like, nah, like unless I want you on my song, I want you on my song. But I know a lot of different people that sat there that had songs that was like, yo, you should just knock this bitch out yourself. And it was like, nah, man, I ain't trying to part with $60, $80. You know what I mean? But you got any parting words? Because I know you said you wanted to go ahead and mention something about some engineering tips to people.
But to wrap Is Your up, like basically, I made the track, like I produced it, I ended it because I'm my own engineer. Unless I like tell somebody to hit record, which is engineering, but I'll give them credit for that. whoever. If you ever hit record for Tony Krav, I'll give you credit.
I hit record for him like once.
Yeah, you may have. Did it in the day when I walked away from the Okay. All right. Listen. A lot of people probably deserve credit that day because I walked away a lot. Listen, I was the only engineer for 24 hours, okay, and ain't nobody fucking with me on that shit. That's a whole nother thing. Y'all engineers ain't doing 24-hour sessions.
I just hit the space bar a couple times.
Yeah, look. Hey, look, assistant engineer on that chick, bro.
Let's say, give me my Tony token.
I gotta give him his credit. Hey, look, assistant engineer, I did it in day 4. Jay McGraw, bro. Remember that shit, all right? All right, so you need.
They don't let too many people touch the board. So
no, everybody know that shit too. Everybody around, everybody.
I was happy he trusted me for that.
Everybody in my team knows. I don't let everybody sit in that chair and start touching shit.
He did come back around the corner pretty fast.
Okay. Oh, I can smell somebody touching.
When you sit there, you got a studio, and you're like, the only ass I should smell in my seat. Some engineers be like that. I remember sitting there, and like, I would sit there at Blur's studio or whatever, and just sit in the chair. I wouldn't even look at the computer, but I know like he always came back upstairs. I was like,
yeah.
I go Moody upstairs. He's like, oh no, don't worry about it, bro. But like it's a look at his face.
In his mind, he said, "Get the fuck out."
It's like when a dog sits there and sprays on his bed. You know that's your seat. Territory, nigga. What are you doing?
Yes, that's how I felt. It was like, no, yo, ain't nobody about to fuck this up. Cause I would have been that asshole. Like it would have been one of those moments where I was like, oh, fuck you, Tony Krav. You think you're better than everybody moment. Cause I would have been like, but you just don't sound the way like I would have sounded. That's what I would have told somebody. I would have been like, nope, you're not doing the thing.
Right.
You're not fucking doing the thing that's in my head, okay? All right, I hear it this way, you're not doing it, and I ain't gonna put nobody through that. So,
you imagine somebody sitting there holding on to headphones, they're sitting there they're looking at you. No, nigga, this is not what this looks like in my head. No! Right?
I can guarantee you, he would have hit the space bar. Yeah. Like, hold on.
This don't look like when you sit on the wall. Hello, Shepherd's Pratt? Yeah, I got you another one. Mental institution? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Bring the white jacket. Yeah, this guy.
listen,
Right.
This is not what I heard!
This man,
Okay.
This man literally told Kojo, let's be loud on this one.
Oh, me and Kojo
I
over there.
said it that loud.
Yes, and I could bring every I Love Your Music Group artist in here to talk about how Tony Krav is in the studio, and you will get some good.
Kojo didn't even
That's
Kojo didn't even look like. Nigga, this my son.
There you go, man.
Kojo always has like this look on his face.
Yeah.
Like you go.
Me and Kojo get to it all the time, but look, me and Vinny, we go back and forth like, no, because he'd be like, Bona, you're not listening, you're not understanding. I'm like, yo, but this shit sound like it. Devon too sometimes, you know what I'm saying? She'd be like, but no, it's supposed to go like that. We went back and forth for her. But for the most part, we agree on everything. That's why everybody's out of music. But yes, I'm not that difficult, but I am difficult, but I'm difficult on purpose and for a reason. It's for greatness.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can withstand me, you can take on the world. Like seriously, if you could go through a whole studio session with me on a whole record, we ain't doing a whole record yet.
Yeah, we
Nah, I ain't do a whole record.
we should.
Yeah,
He
we do a whole record.
gonna come back in here like.
If we do a whole record, and anybody that's done a whole song, even Sweets could tell you, she probably cussed me out for a few. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, we go back and forth.
back and forth.
That's crazy. It should be a reality show.
Yeah, because I know it sounds good, man. I know it sounds like a hit record.
Yeah.
And
Sweets and Bona. That sounds like a kid.
but what I don't do with artists, and we get into engineering, so I can segue this into engineering as I'm talking, because that's how I got everybody in I Love Your Music Group was from engineering for them, and they just understand like this motherfucker is who he is.
I mean, that's true. Like I said, I mean, you guys took over Tune Fest. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, bam, and we wasn't boom, Willie,
I love
boom,
your music.
Sweets, and then
I
boom,
love your music.
you know, like
I love your music.
right, like
I love your music.
he even started the infiltration with Ray Turner, and then just boom, took it over to the point where I'm looking for the people that are supposed to follow them, and they left in their car. He said, I can't follow that.
I was there.
Oh yeah, we did have that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna mention who his name was. You know it's all love. But
somebody said that they
Somebody
felt the raindrop.
Yeah,
Somebody said they felt a raindrop, so we had to come in.
Right. We literally.
And you wanna know what's crazy? As when we was like, because we was here and we stayed like all night.
Oh yeah,
and we stayed to the inside. When we all did move it inside, we was like, damn, we wish we could go again because everybody wanted to perform inside because it was so intimate.
Right.
So everybody was like, shit, yo, I wanted to perform inside. You know what I'm saying?
And that was just my anxiety river break. I'm like, man, nobody's gonna want to perform inside the station. And the whole time, like, y'all
and
want
not
to
to move away, but back to when you was talking about the billboards. So most of the artists, and this is, I'm so glad I went there and saw this shit and saw what we are gonna be a part of forever because you already know what's gonna happen. I know we're gonna be a part of this shit forever. The Billboard family. So seeing the shit and then like the distance between people. So like if you ever go to a concert, like the distance between like the end of the stage and like where the crowd starts at in big arenas be a wild distance. It's like it's not intimate. It's like not like that's why a lot of artists love performing at clubs and lounges and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's just the distance between myself and the fans that's screaming and shit. It's like in arenas, like you're at a wide distance to the point where it's a little uncomfortable, honestly, because it's like they're so far away that you can't feel what the thing, and you like and you hitting all these people, and it's like, yo, this shit's fire, this is dope. So I've done like a big arena with like wide space, and then like the intimate ones is like when they're like probably like that, like a little bit from that far away where they can't actually touch you, but they're just at a good intimate. It's just like. Right. Oh, I can feel I can see your fucking eyeshadow color. I can see all of this.
There's a difference when you're sitting there and you're speaking. Somebody's got like their phone right in your face.
Yeah, you're like I just love that shit. So when y'all moved in here after Tune Fest, I ain't even gonna lie, we all was like, shit, is they gonna let us go again? Like, can we go do it over? Because that shit was live.
If y'all to ask, I probably
it was so lit in here too. Like it was a lot. Everybody just came in and it was. I did a wonderful fucking job with Tune Fest, man. Can we like y'all did fucking great, man. Like that shit was fire.
My first fest,
that shit was fire.
Yeah, he did cuss me out a couple times, but that was naturally gonna happen.
Yeah, but this is how I love your music group. Everybody loves Tony Krav as an engineer. I'm probably the top 5 greatest engineer in the face of this earth. Okay, all right. Outside of that, me being that, okay, I'm a good person, right? I love your music, sonically, and there's like comfortability and understanding that comes along with me. One, I understand the client is in a relationship, and I also understand I love your music group artist engineer relationship too. Right. You know, I don't sit in there and tell Devon to rewrite her lyrics or code. I don't tell Sweet to say, hey. Don't say, well, I'll tell them to not say stuff. Yes, I do. But I don't rewrite whole lines and shit like that. I just give suggestions. You know what I'm saying? And I only do this with certain people. Right. Only if I love your music will I voice I say, hey, you should try this because it'll make the song sound a lot better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It can turn into, yeah, sure, okay. Or it can turn into an argument where I win. But it'll turn into one of the two. If I do lose, I end up the guy that's sitting there just hitting record.
You probably do that the whole night.
So, what's an engineer's job in the studio? His job is to facilitate the session. Is to make sure by the end of the session, the client left with something done. Now, they may have booked 3 hours and got 1 song done, or they may book 3 hours and got 5 songs done. It's not a guarantee of the 1 or the 5, or maybe the 7. Depending on the client, depending on the speed of the recording. I could just sit there and record and shut the fuck up all day. It's boring as shit. Nah, nobody enjoy it. But we do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Engineer's job is to facilitate the session and make sure the client leaves with something done. That's it. Something. And even if it's like a reference track or halfway done, it's something halfway done. Something to the point where all the lead vocals are there. Maybe we didn't do backgrounds or highlights or ad-libs, but we got shit done.
That's right.
The engineer's job is to facilitate the session, is to make sure, hey, do you sound good in your headphones? How do you like that? Are you good? How do you like that? Okay. To make sure motherfuckers ain't doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing in the studio. That's all. No, you can't smoke that over there.
Right. Can't smoke that.
Can you not eat that egg salad sandwich like right here? Like you eat it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. It's just you gotta make.
It's that's really it. You know, like just no, you can't do a backflip right here. There's room out there. You can do all the backflips you want. But no, you're gonna break something, and no, you can't afford it. Yes, you just said you got 50 bands in the trunk. Okay, but it's not real.
Right. You took a bus here. I just watched you get off the 45.
You did got 50 bands in the trunk.
Right. Okay. Don't tell me you have a foreign. That is a Honda.
So, engineer job is to facilitate the session. Make sure that the recording is done. The artist is happy, as long as they're smiling. I've had sessions where motherfuckers be on the phone, baby mother, baby father. Fuck you, no, fuck you. What you understand? You a deadbeat ass motherfucker. No. It's just like back and forth. Well, why the fuck you didn't think the shit? And I'm just sitting there like, so we doing ad-libs or we doing going into the next verse? You feel me? So it's like, you know, the job is to facilitate the session. Whatever you're doing, if you just drink some lean and pop 2 perks and you not enough in the booth, that's on you, dog. I've been saying, hey, do we want to hit record for 20 minutes? I'm like, are we doing the second verse too? Or you just doing the first? I said that. You's not enough. I'm just here to facilitate the recording, that's all. And make sure I email it to the right email address.
And that's it. That's right. Yo, tell the people where to go ahead and find
you. Is your vocals louder than the beat? Or the beat louder than you? You good? You like that? All right, cool. You want your vocals higher? I got you. Telephone and voice on the ad-libs? Got you. You want to put a little auto-tune on the verse? Got you. That's it. Man, he didn't even tell me that I said the wrong word. I didn't even know the words you were saying. I don't know the song. You have the fucking song. Like, yo, why you ain't tell me I said this is the... Nigga, I didn't even know. I'm not even...
You the engineer, like I said, facilitate and dictate.
I'm here to facilitate the recording, not dictate the recording. Because if you want me to dictate the recording, then welcome to I Love You Music Group.
Hey.
Yo, again,
here's where I be like, trash, absolute trash.
You said sign the dotted line. Then. All right, great. Now, first of all, wake your ass up, put some coffee inside of you. No, if somebody's leaning the fuck out, perked out, and they sit there.
I've sat in the back of some sessions where the engineer was like fucked up, like he was like drunk and wasn't doing. He was just like, yeah. And the fucking artist is like, yo, can record, motherfucker, hit the fucking Z button or some shit. I'm like, yo, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm not here for this stuff. I'm not the artist, writer, producer. I'm just here to help out my homeboy.
Right, ain't pay a damn thing.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the back like, this is disgusting. I would have never did that.
I feel like some engineers need like a Yelp review so people know.
Yeah,
like not necessarily.
Some people are Pro Tools operators. They know how to record. Engineering a session is completely different. You're not an engineer if you're going to engineer a session.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. There's the chef that works at PF Chang's in the back that cooks all the food. There's me that goes to Giant and get Hot Pockets and noodles. We both make meals. The chef at PF Chang's in the back, that person, he makes a meal. I can fix a Hot Pocket and a couple of noodles and make a meal. We both make meals. We're not the same person.
Right.
You have Pro Tools operators that know how to hit record and turn the volume up and turn the volume down and turn the volume up and turn the volume down. Then you have engineers like Tony Kraft that can tell you to EQ your fucking reverb settings. And how to use parallel compression. Okay, there's a difference now.
Difference.
Right.
The person that knows how to record, I know how to hit record, turn the volume up, turn this down, I drag this on there, I know how to put the telephone voice on there. But I can also show you how to use parallel compression and how to saturate your drum bus a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Subtractive EQ before additive EQ.
Okay. And that's how you. All right, Engineer by Tony Craig.
I'm just
He's speaking a different language.
exactly. I know how to record myself and I know how to run a session. Two different things.
Two different things. Well, I do want to thank both y'all for coming by. This is
I love your music, Kong.
I love your music,
Kong
Krav.
EP is coming soon.
Yeah.
Right, I am currently working on Rage Quit as we speak.
Drake, J McGraw country album is coming soon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we gotta do a country album. Dude.
And apparently, Sweets Monroe will be now called Paul Brown and will be kicking out the greatest folk album.
The greatest folk album
Basically.
by Paul Brown, formerly known as Sweets Monroe.
How you doing?
I feel like we haven't heard it enough from you. Go ahead and tell them where to find you as well.
Cowboy
Music on Apple Music, Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify, I like that.
Yeah, that's where we dropping. That's Spotify. You spotted it. It's fire.
Premium.
iTunes and everything. I'm also going to be dropping something soon for y'all, a single. So just stay tuned to everything. Got something cooked up.
Yeah,
It's coming. It's coming cooked on the
I
burner.
love your music.
I love your music.
You're gonna hear that tag on a lot of stuff that you know.
I love you.
Oh yeah, and let me just throw up. CZ album is out right now. CZ Baby with 2 Y's album is out right now. Breaking and Entering. Wave KD singles. A lot of his singles is out right now. Trench Chick, What You Gonna Do? DJ Beautiful Perfection. Shout out to DJ Beautiful Perfection, man. One of my favorite DJ and producers. Genius McFly, Obstacle Beats. You know, HDC One Tattoos, FKF Logistics.
That's right. I've heard of some of these names too.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, I might be forgetting some shit. Forgive me, hold on.
He said, I got so many damn people saying,
I got so many brands to throw out there. FKF Logistics, HDC One Tattoos, Genius McFly, my man Obstacle, man, New HSville. Shit.
MGM Tron.
Oh yeah, Tron got man, Tron. That's another one. A client turned I Love Your Music Group.
Oh yeah?
It's easy to become a client and turn I Love Your Music Group, by the way, if anybody's out there just aspiring to be a part of like one of the greatest labels in the
Which is crazy because me and Tron have so much work together. It's actually crazy. We was gonna kick like a whole ass collab album.
What's up?
And
Let's do it.
It's up to Tron completely. We had like what is it? We had like the album cover and everything. Like we was kicking
Let's do it
songs
then.
back to
Let's
back.
do like 3 tracks.
I'm with it. Let's talk to Tron.
No, I'm talking to you and Tron. Tron's out here somewhere. I'm sure you're gonna see this shit.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I got y'all phone numbers personally. I know them. I know them in real life.
calls.
All right.
Direct.
You said I'm gonna find out.
I'm about to go do this session. Man, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Fam.
Absolutely. Big shout out again, Tony Krav, Sweets Monroe, from Kid Kong and Jay McGraw. This has been 4.4 Radio. Join us in 2 weeks actually, because your boy is headed down south to catch me some rays and to get the hell up out of the
that,
state for a
man.
little bit.
That's what we're gonna do a lot this year, actually, and next year. We're traveling.
That's right. I'm doing me some traveling.
I love your music travel company.
Oh my God.
You said everything is a brand, nigga.
We branding everything. I love your travel company.
I love your music group, baby. So much fun right here on Power 4.4 Radio.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you, man. Y'all are dope, man.